Hello soulmates, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo and you're watching Nelo Stitches. Today tutorial I'll be learning how to make this beautiful boo dress. So for this you'll be needing like 3.5, depending on your size, 3.5 yards of fabric. But my client got 4 yards and I think I have like 1 yard left. So what I did was to fold into two and then fold a little to get my measurement, which is 25 inches. Okay, so you fold and get your measurement and then you stop folding. But in another case, maybe if you're using 3 yards, you just fold everything complete like so, fold into four like this and then start taking your measurements. Okay, but for me this fabric is 4 yards and I know I'm not going to use all, so I folded like so, because the length of this fabric is by 60 and the length of my client is also 60. So I just fold into two and then fold like so and then get my measurements. Okay, but if the length of your client is more than 60, that means you are going to fold the other way around. You're going to be folding the savage to savage like this and then you start taking your measurement. If you fold into two, you fold the way I just showed you now, so that you get the actual length. But because my client length is 60 and the length of this fabric is 60, so this is the savage, I just fold here. This place, let's say, is the savage, I just fold into two, into four, or I fold and get my measurements. But if your client length is like 62, you fold into two and fold this way, the way that I'm showing you now, so that you can get the actual length. And in that case, you'll be needing 4 yards so that you can fold it and get the measurement. But for me, I'm using 3 yards for this client. So what I'm taking now is her back shoulder measurement, which is from the center back neck down to where the sleeve will stop. In her case is 30 and I minus 6 inches for band. So what is remaining is 24. But to that 24, I'll add extra 3 inches to it. Okay, so I added extra 3 inches. So what I mark is 27, and the neck width I'm using is 3 inches, neck depth for the front 3 inches, neck depth for the back 1 inch, and then I'll just connect like this. Okay, like I said, you measure from the center back of your bone down to where you want your sleeve to stop, just like we do our kimono measurements. So her case is 30 and I minus 6 inches for the band. What is remaining is 24. So that 24, I add extra 3 inches. So what I mark is 27. So here I'm slanting the shoulder by 1.5 inches. And I'm going to connect to here the neck width. Okay, I'm going to connect that 1.5 inch up to the neck width like this. Okay, so next you're going to determine the sleeve opening. So the round sleeve of this client is 16 because she's on the big size. So instead of dividing the 16 out, because this fabric is going to, the sleeve is going to have a gather, so I'll be using the exact 16 here. So what I mark here is 16 inches, her round sleeve. That is what I use, which means I'm using times 2 of her round sleeve there. Okay, so here I'm going to mark the same 27 that I marked on the other side here. Okay, so I'm getting the same 27 here so that I can get a straight line. So you connect like this. Okay, so next I'm going to get the new measurement. So the new measurement I want to use for this client is going to be, so you can use from 38 or 40. Okay, you can use either 38 or 40. So for this client, I'm going to make use of 38 inches for her knee length. Okay, I'm using 38 inches for her knee length. So from the shoulder side, you measure down to the knee length of your client. Okay. So here is my 38 inches. Okay. I just marked the 38 inches there. So now I'm going to divide her hip, divide by 4. Her hip divide by 4. So whatever you get, you add it there. So her hip, I think, is 48. Divide by 4 is 12. So I mark the 12 and then I'm going to be adding extra 3 to 4 inches to it. Okay. add extra 3 to 4 inches to your measurement, because you're going to be using 1 inch for sewing allowance and then the other one is going to be for ease. So here I'm going to come in by 1 inch like this, where we marked the sleeve. So from that point, I will curve to connect to where we mark our hip divide by 4, which is the knee line. So you just curve it with your free hand like this. Make a little curve up to that point. Okay. So let me make the curve a little bit more visible. Okay. Just curve a little, not too much. Just make a little curve up to the sleeve opening, just like we are making a cowl kaftan. Okay, a similar thing with a cowl kaftan. So this is what you will get when you connect. Okay, so the next thing now is to take the same measurement you mark at the knee, which is 12 plus 3 or plus 4, depending on how many inches you wish to add. So for this, I think I use 3 inches. Okay, so when you measure what you have, whatever it is, 12 plus 3, that should be 15. You mark the same at the hemline. Okay, that is the same measurement you're going to mark at the hemline. So here is the hemline. I'm going to mark the same thing. I'm trying to arrange it because this fabric is crepe. Okay, in case I did not mention, I'm using a crepe material. Okay, so I'll just take the measurement here and then I will cut. So I'm trying to cross check. You measure the same thing at the hemline. So I'll connect it up to the knee line like this. So the next thing is to cut this out. So now to cut the neckline, you first of all cut the back neckline, okay? Cut the back neckline and then the shoulder slant. So if you want, you can add ½ inch. So I'm just adding the ½ inch by eyeballing it. I did not mark it out. I'm just eyeballing it, okay? So you leave ½ inch for your shoulder joining, or you can just cut out the 1.5 and just join your shoulder with 0.5 inch. It's still okay, okay? So whichever way works, okay? So now I'm going to remove the pins and then I'll take out the inside one and cut the front neckline. Okay, so here I'm taking out the inside one and then I'll just match this up and cut out the neck line for the front. Okay, so here we are done cutting, and the next thing is to mark the opening. The front is going to have an opening, okay? It's going to have an opening. So I will just fold into 2 like this and notch. Okay, so I fold into 2 and notch, and you can also take your measurements. So for this I'm using 4 inches. Okay, 3 to 4 inches is okay. 3 to 4 inches is okay. So I think I'm using 3.5 inch and then ½ inches for sewing, so that it will not be too opening. It will not be too open. So you get a pieces of fabric and place it like so. You fold the pieces of fabric also and place it. Make sure it passes the where you mark, like the 4 or 3 inches you're using. Okay, and you just cut it out, trace out the neckline. Okay, so next we are going to be sewing this, turning this. You turn from the right side, place it inside like this. right side facing right side of the fabric, like so. Okay, so this is the line, this is the mid line here. So you're just gonna sew with 0.25 like this, round it. Okay, 0.25 like so, round the center line. Here also 0.25, not up to half inch, just 0.25 opening, so that the boat is going to be like half inch. Okay, so here I'm done sewing that. As you can see, this is it. So I'm going to open this up. Okay, when you're opening half inch before the last point, you just kind of trim the boat edge, like notch it, not trimming, like notching the boat edge. Okay, so this is what you have after that. So you need to iron this down so that it will lay flat. This is it. Okay, and here is the front, the right side of the dress. Okay, so you need to go and iron this out, and after that, next thing is to join the two shoulders together. So you iron this. You can also use your hemming gum and hold it in place. Okay, so next we're going to be joining the two shoulders together. You place the back and the front, right side facing each other like so, and then you sew the shoulder with half inch down, half inch down here too. Okay, so here I've done that, half inch, and I've also gathered the sleeve side. So I've ironed this part also out, and I use hemming gum to hold it. As you can see, it's not moving. So what you need to do is to serge the facing. Okay, you can either serge it or you fold it in and iron with hemming gum. So here I've also gathered the sleeve side. I've done my gather stitch there. So what you need to do is to gather this to 16 inches. Okay, just gather it to your normal sleeve measurement. Like I said, the client sleeve, round sleeve was 16, so I marked 16 there, making it 32. 16 plus 16 is 32. So now you just gather it to be 16 again. Okay, just pull it like so and gather. We all know how to gather, right? So you just gather it to get the measurement you want. Okay, so here I'll just gather it up to her round sleeve, which is 16 inches. Okay, so when you gather, you measure. So I think I've gotten my 16 inches. So next we're going to go ahead and I'll show you the band. So here is the band. The width is measured exactly 16 inches because the band is going to stop at her elbow, and her elbow is 14 inches. Here is 14 inches. The elbow here is 14. So I added 2 inches for sewing allowance, making it 16. And the length is 7 inches on fold. 7 inches on fold. Okay, you can do 7.5 on fold. That's when you open it up, is going to be, I mean, you can do 6.5 on fold. When you open it up, is going to be like here I folded 1 inch inside. Okay, I folded in 1 inch inside, so that is why it's now 6 inches, because the actual length we are working with is 6 inches. So I add 1 inch for folding. Okay, I added 1 inch for folding, making it 7 inches on fold. Okay, then you iron it out. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to place this right side of the band facing the wrong side of the sleeve, like this. Okay, right side of the band facing the wrong side of the sleeve. So this is it, and I've sewn it down. So next you're going to use the other side of the sleeve and cover it up neatly like this, and you stop stitch on it. Okay, and it's going to look like this one. This is the one I've already done. I've done the other side, so the inside and the outside is going to look neat. So you just top stitch on it. Okay, so here is it. I'm done sewing. So next is to shape this down. So you're going to match them together like so, and then you shape with 1 inch from the, okay, you measure your band, measure the band. So normally you measure your wrist here, the measurement here, okay. So but if you don't want, you can just do 5 to 4.5 inches is okay for everyone. 5, because normally it's 9 to 10 inches the wrist, okay. So you take this measurement here, which is like I said, it was 14, okay. So you mark it. So just 14 divided by 2 will give you 7, right? And then you sew down, okay, with 1 inch. So that is what I just did here. I've shaped my side and also hem the down part with 1 inch, half inch and half inch. You fold twice, half inch 2 times. So next is the collar, I mean the neck, yeah. So you are going to measure around the neck like so. Whatever you have, you cut a strap that is times 3 of it, okay, or times 2 depending on how long you want it to be. So what I measured is 18 for the round neck, but the strap I have here is 30 on fold though. 30 inches long on fold. That means when you open it up is 60. So here I'm just notching the midpoint of the strap, okay. I said I cut 30 inches on fold, so when you open it like this, it's now 60 inches long, okay. So depending on how long you want your strap to be, so from this point that I notched, I'm going to measure half of the neck width. From here I'll measure out 9 inches. Remember I said it was 18, okay. So I measure 9 inches, and from here also I'll also measure the same 9 inches this other way, and I'll mark, okay. So here is 9, this other side is 9. So you're going to sew from the hem, I mean, so you sew from here and stop where you notched here. You do the same to the other side. So the width of these pieces, this strap is 5 inches. So when you fold into 2 is 2.5. After sewing, you're going to have 2 inches left, okay. So you can also do 4 inches. After sewing, you'll have 1.5 inches left depending on how you want it to be. So I have turned it inside out, okay, so to save time. And when you bring your fabric and you notch the midpoint of the neckline like this, match the neckline together like so, and then you notch the midpoint. After that, you're going to place it notch to notch, the place you notched on the strap or the tie, and then the place you notch on the fabric. You're going to place it like so. From the right side, you're going to sew from the right side like this. You match it up and you sew from this end to this other end, from this other end to the other end, okay. And that is all, guys. So the next thing you will do is to search the inside of the neckline and also the side of your dress. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. If you have any questions, do leave it on the comment below. If you also have any video suggestion or anything you want to say to me, you can leave it on the comment below, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.